Hi, it's me again, Teacher Jen. In the previous video, we talked about be verbs. And for today's video, we will focus our discussion on the different types of verbs. Do you know that there are different types of verb? Namely, the main verb, auxiliary verb, linking verb, and modal verb. Let us talk about first, what is a main verb? A main verb is a type of verb that expresses an action, an event, or a state of being. Typically, a main verb is also known as the principal verb that tells what the subject is doing. Let's take a look at this example. The boy kicked the ball. Our main verb in that example is kicked. Why? Because it tells what the subject is doing. What is he doing? He kicked the ball. Let us take a look at another example. She is a scientist. The main verb there is. Why? Because is expresses the state of being of our subject. Who is she? She is a scientist. Now, let us talk about linking verb. So what do you mean by linking verb? A linking verb is also known as copula verb, which means it links the subject to its predicate or links the subject to further information in the sentence. It is important to remember that a linking verb does not function just like a main verb. Why? Because a linking verb, it does not tell what the subject is doing. Instead, it tells what the subject is or what is its state of being. Let's say, for example, you look beautiful. Our linking verb there is look. If you try to examine, it does not tell what the subject is doing. Instead, it is stating the state of the subject. Now, let's talk about auxiliary verbs. So what do you mean by auxiliary verb? An auxiliary verb helps us to express the verb tense of our action, or it helps us express the grammatical mood of our sentence. And that is why an auxiliary verb is also known as helping verb or helper. An auxiliary verb or a helper always comes before the main verb. There are three main examples of auxiliary verb: the be, do, and have. And since an auxiliary verb functions as a helper or a helping verb, meaning to say it always comes with the main verb, it is important to note the past tense of be, do, and have, since an auxiliary verb, it helps us express the tense of our verb. Meaning to say, it helps us tell when was our action had taken place. Let's say, for example, I am eating. Our auxiliary verb there is and our main verb there is eating. Meaning to say, our verb or our action happens in the present continuous tense. Lastly, let's talk about modal verbs. There are several types of modal verbs, such as can, may, will, must, could, and etc. We can use these modal verbs alongside with other verbs. So what is the function of a modal verb? A modal verb has several functions. It helps us express obligation, prohibition, ability, permission, and many more. Let us consider these examples. I can swim. The modal verb there is can. As you can see, the modal verb can is used alongside with the verb swim. And this is an example of a modal verb that expresses ability. I can swim. Another example. You should pay your debts. The modal verb there is should, and it is used alongside with pay. And this example is an example of a modal verb that expresses obligation. You should pay your debts. Bayaran mo ang utang mo. I hope that you have learned something today. Bye!